The last time you were here, Dave, I think you and I had a steak at the Hoxton Hotel. And
I
I remember
remember.
you brought some MCT oil with you and you brought some salt with you, I think. And you were
Yes.
having the steak. And I think I asked you about salt. You're like, no, salt is good. You want salt and you want MCT oil. And it's funny, Dave. I just looked in my drawer in my office and I've got a bottle of MCT oil and a thing of Himalayan salt. And
No way.
it's because of what you said that day. And you were like, no, this is good for you. And now I really incorporate that into my meals, including now animal proteins. I went a year of vegan as well on a challenge, and I did an Ironman on one, etc.
I remember I was worried about you actually.
Yeah, yeah. I think the initial time when you change is a getting to know period, and my body did okay. But at the end of the year, I just really asked myself, am I doing this because of my own dogged determination? And I've done these things before where, stayed an alcoholic or stayed a drug user for too long. And I thought, am I doing this just to be dogmatic? And then I had a little meat and a little sushi and it just felt right. And I'm so kind of glad that I did. But yeah, those are my memories of you, of having that grass-fed steak. And, I appreciate you being outspoken about that because it can be a hard thing to do, especially with the
Oh,
craze.
vegans get really mad at me, and here's what happens. I have a lot of compassion, even though sometimes people think I don't because I use humor sometimes. But what happens when you go vegan is for about 6 weeks, maybe up to 3 months, you get the glow
Yeah.
and you're a little bit frenetic, but you have all this energy. What happened is you stopped eating saturated fats that help your cell membranes. So the body says, my energy efficiency just went down. Let me make more thyroid hormone. So your efficiency drops, your thermostat gets turned up, and you're like, yeah, I feel so good. I'm sure this works because look how good I felt. And now you're convinced you're like kind of on the crack. And then after that 6 weeks or so period, like, oh man, maybe my joints are starting to hurt a little bit. Or usually the first thing that happens is your sleep quality goes down. And suddenly you wake up like, I don't think I slept that well. And maybe if you're tracking your sleep now, you realize, oh, my heart rate variability dropped. That's weird. But you keep doing it because you already know it works. So you go even more vegan. Like, oh, maybe I won't eat that honey because a bee touched it. You're not going to think about the fact that the almond was also pollinated by a bee that was forced in a box to do that. So I guess you shouldn't think too hard about what's animal based or what's not. But we can talk about that later. But you're on it. And then you wake up one morning and there's no kickstand, or your monthly cycle doesn't work very well. But you keep pushing, and then you start getting thinning hair, or if you're like me, you get that, and then you start cracking teeth because those health foods are sucking minerals out of your body. Plants don't want us to eat them. If you are going to eat plants, which I highly recommend, you choose the ones that don't deplete your minerals, the ones that are not high inflammation. We're fortunate that we can eat some plants to survive when there's no other energy. It doesn't mean they're all good for us.
Yeah, it's an interesting piece. Do you think the excitement about plant-based meat product supplements is waning, or is it still going up? I mean, you're in the States, I'm not. I mean,
It's fantastic. I'm here in Texas now in Austin, and when there are ice storms or things like that, and people do a run on the supermarket to get all the food to stock up, there are lots of photos of the entire store stripped bare except for the meat replacement thing. People just leave it there. And people would rather starve than eat it. People recognize it for what it is. It is a ultra processed, chemically enhanced product. And what it is it's an attempt to sell you the lowest quality peasant food and make you pay the most for it. And I have calculated deaths per calorie. I learned this from a a lama, like the head of a monastery in Tibet, where we had this great conversation in 2004 when I was traveling around Asia doing meditation training and things like that. And this guy had a yak skin on his prayer pole. And I said, I thought you said no killing. And he just laughs. He says, one death feeds everyone. And I'll tell you to this day, Brian, I don't really eat chicken. I don't think chicken, I don't think chicken's a great protein for you, but you have to kill a whole chicken to eat it. When I eat a pound of steak every day, it's one animal, maybe half an animal a year. And if it's grass-fed steak, that animal didn't cause any environmental destruction. But if you were to go eat one of these fake things, they sterilized acres of land with chemicals. And then they went through with a tractor, and any animal that still was left, and there aren't that many, gets chopped up by the tractor, and then birds come and eat all the snakes and salamanders and turtles and foxes and everything else that got killed. Food is not without death. I will tell you, grass-fed large animals restore soil, and you kill fewer animals, and you can kill them with respect. And I say this as a regenerative farmer with 32 acres on Vancouver Island, where I've raised my own food for the last 8 years.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?